What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review a day late. I know I'm a day late, but this finale came out on the day of my baby shower, so I had stuff going on. But here I am today, a day late, getting this review out of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 17. Also, the finale of the Season 9 of Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm all over the place. So if you haven't seen the Season 9 finale of the Real Housewives of Potomac, turn this video off. Go watch the episode. Come back and watch this review. Please like the review and subscribe to my channel. It's the easiest way to help support my channel. It's free. It's anonymous. It takes no time out of your precious day to like and subscribe. I am not a public speaker. I will tend to fumble my words and say and say like and say so 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down and regain my thoughts like I just did. I'm going to be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. Anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Comment below what you would grade this finale, what you thought about it. If there's anything that I leave out or don't talk about or I'm off on, or you just have an opinion in general, leave it in the comments, please, for those interactions. And I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this finale. I'm going to grade it. I'm going to put it in between. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to put it in between an A- and a B+. Because it wasn't bad. And it was just like, it was just stuff left and right. And I was like, okay. Like, most of the episode was at Stacey's event. And it just had me looking. I was just watching like this is really happening. I was eating my McDonald's, watching it like, just eating, staring. I was like, up. People saying this, people saying that, but it was entertaining all in all. So that's why I feel like I would put it in between an A- and a B+. Maybe I'll change it at the end of this review. Maybe I won't. But last chance, The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 17, the finale. If you haven't seen it, turn this video off so you don't get any spoilers. Okay, so the episode begins at Karen and Ray's, and Karen is talking with Ray about Stacey's event. And, you know, she's talking about, in her confessional about being passionate. She making it seem like she was the first one to be passionate about dogs. She's like, Stacey's events for a good cause, but me, I've been passionate about rescuing dogs from being bred. I'm rescuing these 2 dogs now, Grand and Dom. And she's saying all this. I'm just like, I love me some Karen. Do not get me wrong, I love me some Karen Huger, but this episode, she was pissing me off. I was like, why would they make me so mad with Karen on this finale? I couldn't believe they did that. And I'm just like, I don't like how they doing this to me. But I gotta call a spade a spade. I just felt like Karen was blowing me this episode, and I'm gonna explain why every time something Karen related comes up as I talk. But she says in her confessional, of course, that she won't be walking in the fashion show because, you know, Stacey wasn't neutral when it comes to her and Mia's situation. So then this is when Wendy calls me, Karen, and tells her the news about her going to the White House and invites her to come along. And Karen is ecstatic. She's like, yes, of course. So Stacey, we get to see Stacey and her friend AJ, who we meet for the first time. They go out for drinks. And AJ expresses how he is not excited about meeting TJ. He feels like Stacey needs to get out there more. She's been locked down for 17 years or however long she was married to her husband. And feels like she shouldn't be just tying down to TJ. So then TJ ends up FaceTiming Stacey, and Stacey she tries to introduce AJ to TJ, and AJ's like, what's up, and then he stops himself and says TJ, and TJ's like, oh, you said my name wrong, dude. You said my name wrong. And AJ's like, I said TJ. So then Stacey ends the call, and AJ is adamant. He's like, yeah, that's not the guy for you. That nigga's AI. He's too animated. He's not even your type, blase, blase. Then he says how Stacey is supposed to be, like, he says, seeing you after so long, you're so proper now. And they show these flashback pictures of Stacey when she used to hang out with AJ. And I'm just like, so Stacey done switched up and changed up. And then we got some tea later from Karen about Stacey. I don't know how true it is, but I'm looking at Stacey like, hold up, Stacey. I still like Stacey, but I'm looking at Stacey like, hold up. Some stuff about you tried to keep off the show. So we get this scene at Ashley's. It's her aunt Monica's birthday. The family comes over to celebrate her Uncle Lump, mother, sister, and whatever. Ashley announces that, she should be officially done with her divorce within the following week or something like that. And I'm just like, I get it that they're shooting this scene at your house for the show, and it's about your life, and I get that you're the one on a show. But it's just like, damn, way to steal your auntie's shine. Like, this is supposed to be your auntie's little birthday party, and you talking about your divorce, you talking about your life and shit. And I get it. We on a show, and it's about your life, whatever. But it's just like, damn, why the hell is we talking about this right now, and it's your aunt's birthday? It should be about your aunt. But anyway, she says in her confessional that she did end up having to file a public complaint, and Michael responded accordingly. So I guess we're gonna see. I guess we're gonna find out more about that at the reunion. So then Ashley's family talks briefly about the drag show, and then they talk about meeting Josh, and everybody seems to like him. But Ashley's aunt, the one whose birthday it is, she says to Ashley, you shouldn't rush into things with Josh. You should still focus on getting to know yourself first. If Josh is a good guy, he'll understand. He'll still be around, or whatever the case may be. So Josh ends up FaceTiming Ashley in this moment and saying hello to everyone. Tells Aunt Monica happy birthday. Dean tries to say hello to Josh, and Ashley's like, "Oh no, this is mommy's coworker," and turns the phone away from him, just to make it known that she's not introducing him to the kids yet, which she shouldn't. So we have that little moment. So then we get this scene. Giselle and her daughters are planting a tree in the backyard in honor of Giselle's dad, because we know in the last episode, or maybe the episode before, she explains to us that every Christmas he would help them pick out the tree and decorate it, and whatever the case may be. They talk of the fond memories of her dad, and Giselle basically shares how she's going to miss her dad, and how she's going to have to get used to being an empty nester once the girls go to college. Well, once Grace goes back and the twins go to college, she's going to miss everybody, miss all the things, and whatever the case may be. And them poor girls couldn't even dig a damn hole with the damn shovel. Giselle couldn't even. She was like, I'm just going to call my guy. She's like, so we just needed this as a little scene, because none of y'all could even get the shovel started. Grace was like, my new leggings. It was just so like, we get it. So then we get the scene. We're at the White House. Karine Jean-Pierre, the first black openly queer, which we found out in this episode as well, where I found out. Press secretary gives Wendy a tour of the White House. And then later, Eddie and the kids and Karen, they get to meet Karine Jean-Pierre as well. Then Wendy interviews her in another room as the rest of the family and Karen watch via like video screen or whatever. And then Eddie, he's in his confessional expressing how proud he is of Wendy, as he should. So we get this final whole scene, which is at Stacey's Strut for Strays event. So Stacey and her friend AJ, of course, they arrive early to, check on the event, check in with the event planner, make sure everything's set up or whatever. So, then TJ arrives, and we find out from Stacey he's going to be hosting the event with Stacey. And I'm just like, oh, God. So, Stacey takes AJ over to meet TJ, and first TJ's like, Stacey's like, do you like, because Stacey got this new curly bob thing going on. I thought it was okay looking. I didn't think it was the best hairstyle for Stacey. I like when she just got the straight blonde, the straight black. But whatever. So she goes over to TJ and she's like, you like? And he's like, ooh, excuse me. So he's like, if you like it, I love it. And I'm just like, that is not what you say. Like, he just don't know what to say. If you like it, I love it. I was just like, really, bruh, really? So, TJ and AJ had this weird introduction. You know, TJ's like, if we're beefing with all of Stacy's enemies, we got to be on the same page. And AJ's like, yeah. It was just a weird ass. It was a weird ass situation. I mean, introduction, if you ask me. So then TJ pulls Stacy aside, tells her how proud of her he is. Okay, we get that moment. The ladies begin to arrive. This is when all the craziness starts. So Stacy pulls Karen aside and she asks her, like, what is our issue or whatever. So Karen's like, well, I don't care. I mean, I don't care about... She's like, Mia has been defaming my character. She's like, I don't care what Mia says about me, but what I do care is about what my friend Stacy, saying to Stacy, does or does not do. So then Stacy's like, what do you mean? Like, when we were at Lake Norman, Mia was saying awful things about you, and I had your back. And they show the clips of Stacy sticking up for Karen when they was at Lake Norman. Karen ass is like, well, I've never seen it with my eyes. And I was just like, are you serious? They showed a clip with Stacy sitting with Karen. She's telling her, I will always have your back, blase, blase. And just like for Karen to say that, I was like, that's crazy to me. So then, Stacy tries to talk and Karen's like, she's like, 1, 2, 3. She's like, zip it. She's like, zip it. And Stacy backs down and gets quiet. And I'm just like, no, Stacy, you can't be letting, because I'm like, I love Karen, but I was like, Karen, I can't believe you. She just said zip it and Stacy just got quiet. I was like, oh, hell no. You don't let Karen talk to you like that. Like, no. I don't care how established or of an OG she is of this show. I don't care. So, Karen tells Stacy, you have backstabbing tendencies and it's starting, and that's the impression that you're leaving with me. I'm just like, backstabbing tendencies? Like, when has Stacy did anything backstabbing besides the last episode where she goes to Mia in cahoots and tells her about what Karen said about her and Wendy? But I'm just like, backstabbing ways. I was like, Karen is reaching. So she, then she goes and then Karen's in her confessional with this goddamn scarecrow talking about this is how Stacy looked trying to yell at her. And then says, I brought you in this group and I could kick you out. And then pushes the scarecrow to the floor. I'm just like, oh my God. This is why I love Karen, but I also am like, come on, Karen. He brings a goddamn scarecrow out of nowhere. I'm like, who put that together? Who put that scarecrow together for her? I was just like, really? So Stacy's saying to Karen, like, you attacked Mia as a mother. And you just don't like the fact that I have an affinity for Mia. And Karen calls Stacy. She's like, she's like, and the Academy Award goes to, basically calling Stacy an actress. And Stacy's like, I can't believe you're being this way. I've stood up for you. I've been a friend to you. Blase, blase. Karen tells Stacy, well, your raggedy ass or something like that. And Stacy's like, I could never be raggedy. And then Karen was like, no, I'm talking about the way that you dress. And Stacy's like, well, I'm wearing Vivian's outfit right now. Are you saying? And Karen's like, no, I'm talking about the way that you, what'd she say? She said, no, you look raggedy in most things. And I was just like, oh my God, Karen is going for the jugular with Stacy. I was just like, why? She came in as your friend. She been so pleasant. She defends me on one occasion and you just don't see it for her no more. It's crazy. So then Karen's like, this is what I was like, oh. So Karen's like, well, I've never brung up your accusations. So then she's in her confessional and the producers are like, what accusations are you talking about? And Karen says, Stacy drove through the same stop sign 3 times, has been stopped by cops, and we don't know how true this is. Because, Karen could just be saying shit just to get revenge or just because she's heated with Stacy right now. And I was just like, oh, shit. We learned a lot about Stacy this episode, allegedly learning stuff. This stuff is alleged. We don't know if it's true or not. So then Karen tells Stacey, "Oh, you're in timeout. You've been demoted from my friend to my associate." So then Giselle comes over and of course, I guess she's wearing this dress that Wendy wanted to wear to the event, but Stacey said, "No, you're not going to wear it because nobody's going to outdo me at my own event." So, and this is what Giselle says in her confessional. She says, "Yeah, Stacey told Wendy she couldn't wear the dress because she didn't want to do her at her own event." And Giselle's like, "So I went back and bought the dress just to be petty." And it's just like, Giselle did look good in the dress, but it's just like, that's some petty shit. Like, who cares? So, and as Stacey did say something about the dress in her confessional, I can't remember what she said. So then, Kiana, we get this moment where Kiana's talking with Mia and Jacqueline and Vivian, and she shares in her confessional that her and Greg have taken a step back because they can't seem to agree on anything. Like, they've been having so many disagreements that they just decided to take a break from each other. And it's just like, I kind of seen that coming because, like, in the last episode, he didn't even really realize that he was doing the exact thing that she was saying he needs to stop doing. She said he'd be dismissing her, and he was like, and he basically was dismissing her by saying he don't be dismissive. So it was just like, yeah, I think they need a little bit more time before they move forward to anything. So, Mia and Ashley come like 5 minutes apart from each other. Mia gets there, then Ashley comes. And then Ashley's like, "Oh, we see Stacey's neck." And she said something in her confessional about Stacey's hair. And then Mia comes in her confessional, and she's like, "And and she says she got the Whitney Houston hair." I was like, not they coming for Stacey's hair. And then I'm like, Stacey up here defending you, Mia, and you on the damn confessional coming for her hair. I was just like, really? And Stacey, you need not to be coming for, you need not saying that Karen is right, but I'm saying Mia is the wrong person you should be defending. She don't need no defensive end. She don't need no support, no defense, or nothing. She didn't even like your ass in the beginning. She was talking about hazing you when y'all was at Lake Norman. She put you in the room with Kiana with the bunk beds. She was not feeling you at first. She was saying you was stiff. A whole bunch of stuff. So it's just like, she may like you now, but you still got to watch out for Mia too. So the ladies, they go to get dressed for the runway. Ashley then pulls Giselle aside and to tell her that Stacey told her that Karen had lunch with Stacey before she met the group, and how she talked about Wendy not being a girl's girl and not being trustworthy, or whatever the case she was saying about Wendy. So Giselle's like, "Well, let's go ask Karen." So Ashley and Giselle go over to Karen, and they ask her if she said these things and if she even met with Stacey before meeting the group. So Karen's like, "Well, I never said that about Wendy." She was like, "Does that even sound like me?" And Ashley and Giselle in their confession was like, "Yes, it does sound like you." But then Karen lies and said that she never had the meeting. She never met up with Stacey prior to meeting the group. And I was annoyed by that because you had just sat with Stacey and said something about, I met you before you, I told you to get to know all these ladies on your own terms before you met them. So it's just like, you did have this conversation with her before she met the group. Why are you lying? And it's going to come out. I was just so mad at Karen. I was like, why are you doing all this, Karen? Already mad about the damn DUI situation and them showing the body cam footage of her saying that she's Frederick Douglass's concubine, something, I don't know. All that shit when she was belligerent drunk and Ray had to come get her and all that. So she lies and tells Giselle and Ashley she never met with Stacey before Stacey met the group. Then Wendy arrives with Eddie, and Eddie, gives Stacey some happy Eddie. Stacey's happy about that. So then before Stacey gets to walk off, Giselle's like, "Well, Stacey, Karen said that she never said those things about Wendy." And Wendy's like, "What's going on?" So then Stacey doubles down and she's like, "Karen, you said that Mia wasn't Potomac, and you said this and that and the third about Wendy." So then they ask Wendy in the confessional, does she think that Karen said those things? And Wendy's like, I know Karen said those things about me. So then They all go to sit down, and Stacy's like, Karen, you took me to your favorite mom and pop's place, and then Giselle and Ashley both say the name at the same time. I forgot what it was called, Tolly something or something like that. And then Karen's like, oh yes, I do remember that now. I do remember all of a sudden. Because Stacy said you took me to your favorite mom and pop shop, which she took Giselle to on the first episode of the show. Of the season. So now all of a sudden Karen remembers that her and Stacy did have this brunch before Stacy met the cast. So then Wendy starts expressing her feelings to Karen. She's like, I don't want our friendship to feel like it's one-sided. I want you to ride for me when I'm not around the same way I do for you. And Karen's like, of course. And Karen's still denying that she said those things about Wendy. Wendy tells Karen she's hurt that it was even potentially said by Karen, even though she feels like Karen did say these things. So Stacy's like, I've held on to things that you said about this entire group. So then Giselle's like, oh, well, let it all out. I want you to speak on it. Speak and tell the truth. Tell what's going on. So now Ashley and Giselle both in their confessionals like, let this out. Tell us what's going on. I need you to tell us what's going on. Tell everybody what's been said about us or whatever the case may be. So the event eventually starts. Stacy and TJ, of course, are commentating. And the ladies start to walk out with their dogs and whatnot. Karen, at this moment, is explaining to Cal, because Cal's like, are you going to donate? She's like, I'm going to donate, but I'm not going to adopt the dog. Because she's like, I'm rescuing 2 dogs that are being genetically manufactured. And, they don't have a long lifespan or something. And Cal's just like, oh, okay. But his face is just like, what? His face is looking like, what? But he's nodding. He's like, oh, okay. Confusing as hell. Like, he don't even understand what Karen's saying. So then, then as Wendy's coming out with her dog, Stacy makes the announcement, Wendy is the first to adopt a dog here. And Eddie's recording, and he's like, hold up, what? So he caught off guard that Wendy done adopted this dog. He says in his confessional that the dog that they do have, Wendy barely even tends to that dog. He's like, so now we got to have another dog. So then all the models come out with the dogs, and they're posing with the dogs. Some type of fog smoke is shot out of nowhere and startles the dogs, and now they pooping all over the place. Everybody's all confused and caught off guard and screaming. Karen in the back throwing up, and it's just Giselle's in her confession talking about, I blame TJ because he put in no effort, put in no penis, no cunnilingus. Now, I can't stand Giselle, but that shit was so funny. She was like, I blame TJ. And when I tell you, I was crying and laughing. I was like, bruh. But that whole situation, so they was all like, who planned this? Stacy was like, we never planned for a fog machine. And then they flash back to the event planner telling Stacy it was only supposed to be confetti. But I guess the DJ decided to do the fog thing too. Which was kind of like at the wrong moment. Like, it was just weird. Jazzy was like, that wasn't planned. And Stacy was like, no. So then we get these final little short moments, of course, of what's going on most recently with the cast since the last time they seen and talked to them or whatever. So Kiana, she done moved out shortly after moving in with Greg, but she still expects to be engaged at this moment now, because now the show is wrapped and it says by 2025. It's February 2025 now, so I guess we'll find out at the reunion if Greg popped the question. But like I said, I still feel like they need a little time because they can't even agree on simple things. They have different ways of living, and it's just like he don't want to be on the show. So if she want to come back next season, how would that work? And stuff like that. So then we get Ashley, who's still casually dating Josh. So I guess we'll get an update at the reunion if she's still seeing him. Giselle is now an empty nester, but she did rekindle her relationship with the guy that she met at the little speed dating with her and Ashley. So I guess we'll get an update with that as well at the reunion. Wendy is now at Wesleyan University teaching a class on reality TV. And I was just like, Wendy teaching a class on reality TV? Not saying that she can't do it, but it's just like, she more educated than that. It's like Dr. Wendy Show, White House, Kareem Jean-Pierre. Why are you teaching a class on reality TV? That should be somebody else To me, honestly. But I mean, go off, Wendy. Stacy is at the final stage of her divorce, so I'm assuming we'll get more info on that at the reunion. Mia spent the New Year's with Gordon and the kids, and then a month later, her and Ink broke up, but it might not be official, so I guess we'll get some info on at the reunion about that. We won't know how true it'll be because Mia be lying. And then we get a flash forward 5 months later, Karen going to her court case, which took about 12 hours to deliberate, I think it said. And she was found guilty. Of course, we already knew this. We seen the body cam footage. Everybody's seen it. She was found guilty of a DUI case, facing up to 2 years in prison. Her sentencing was scheduled this month. So it may have already happened or it may have not happened yet because it's only the 4th day of February. So fifth day, what is this, the 5th, the 4th, whatever. So we don't know if she got her sentencing yet or not. But she won't be at the reunion, and people are saying it's because she probably took a plea deal to just go to rehab. So she won't be at the reunion, which sucks, because even though I feel like what she did was wrong and, you know, consequences, and her this finale episode made me mad at her, I still wanted to see her come on the reunion, look good, and read the girls for filth. But, I mean, she'll be missed. And I heard she's not coming back next season. That's going to make it even worse. Like, that girl, Karen, just come back next season and take this damn scrutiny that you're going to get on the chin and just power through it. Because without you, the show is kind of going to be boring. Who are they going to bring in to replace Karen? Not no damn Charisse. I know that. But like I said, yeah, I would give this season finale, I'm going to put it in between the A- and the B+. Because it was just like Karen was going in and I was shocked. And then we found out some stuff about Stacy, allegedly. But it was just like, this episode, it wasn't bad for a finale. The whole dog show, they kept saying it was a shit show. It was like, okay, we get the joke. But it was just like, okay. But we see in the reunion, Karen won't be there. And she'll be sending a message where she's crying on camera. And, you know, we getting a lot of... a whole bunch. We getting all of the expressions from the girls. Like this reunion is gonna be something so major. We're gonna get some real tea or whatever the case may be. But we shall see what's really gonna happen at the reunion. It probably ain't gonna be nothing that we didn't already know or wasn't privy to or probably assumed anyway. But we shall see. But those are my little thoughts for this finale and what's to come at the reunion and everything else. Comment below what you would grade this finale and what you thought of everything that happened, your opinions. If I forgot something, was off on something, left something out, anything like that, leave in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you sat here for 28 minutes and watched this review, then you can hit the like button and subscribe button because it takes 5 seconds out of your time. No time out your time, for real, for real. It's free. It's anonymous. It's the best way to support. So like and subscribe. Comment below. Thanks for watching this review, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.